Hey, Trish Vander Mooren, High Desert Homes, bringing you your market update for last week, July 15 through 21. We're talking about the area of Victorville, the high desert area. So Victorville, Adelanto, Apple Valley, Hesperia, Oak Hills, Phelan, the whole area up here. That's where I kind of dig into. I like to look at interest rates, kind of where they're at for last week, and really pay attention to what's happening with those because those affect our buyers and our sellers. If they're lower, you get more buyers come to market, so sellers get more activity to their homes. And we are seeing rates come down. Let's take a look at that. So we have rates pretty much the same as the week prior at 6.89. And you can see that here, 6.89 for conventional, and then 6.32 or 6.35 for FHA and VA. So it'll be important to watch what goes on with interest rates because, like I said, as they come down, people come off the fence. More buyers hit the pavement looking for their house, and it creates more of a bidding war for sellers. So it's much better if you're looking to sell your home if the interest rates are lower because you're going to get more buyers, right? Right now we are seeing some softening, just not just interest rates. We're not just interest rate dependent. Things matter with what's going on in our economy, what's going on in the political world. All of the things affect people wanting to go out and home shop. Sometimes if there's uncertainty of any sort, people tend to sit on the sidelines. But let's take a look at inventory because that's the one thing that I'm paying a lot of attention to right now is how old is our inventory? Is some of it getting ready to age out? Because last week what we saw was, if I look at, and I'll show you, but when I looked at expireds, cancels, unholds, or withdrawn, we had 62 of those up in this area. And the week prior, that was 20 more. So it was 42 the week prior. So more of them are starting to age out. So when I look at inventory, you can see that I'm looking at San Bernardino, I'm looking at Adelanto, Apple Valley, Hesperia, Victorville, Phelan, up here. I'm looking at active inventory, and what you see here is, let me just get my little marker here. You've got 935 are active. When I open it up and take a look at that, what I want to see is how many days on market have these homes been sitting. So I sorted them, and you can see here we've got these homes here like 1,000 days, 1,050, been on the market for that long. Now it's interesting to me because if we have homes that we have more than 6 months old, which are right here, you've got about 42 of them that are over 6 months old. So are those going to drop off the market? Are they going to expire? Are they going to cancel? What are they going to do? Because they're not getting the price that they want. And you can see here these arrows down. There's been several price changes. They've been doing price changes. This one had a price increase, but there are price changes happening. So some are making price changes. Some are just what we call them, just kind of wishful pricing, like they're hoping to get their price and they're not going to flex on what that looks like. But you see some ups and downs here, and they're still not selling. So are they going to drop off? Are those homes going to drop off? Because that will lower our inventories, for something to really pay attention to. As far as how many homes came to market last week, we had, let's take a quick peek. We had 114 come to market last week here in this area. And wow, we already got a price change on this guy. What's going on with this guy? Why is it already price changing, drop, and it's been on the market for just a day? Interesting. This home needs some work. So they're looking for a buyer to take that one. All right, so 111, and the week prior we had about 90. So we had more new listings. But when I looked at how many went under contract, that was a little different story. We had 23 go under contract, and the week before we had about 32. So we had less homes sell last week. So Are we seeing a softening, something to pay attention to? We have more homes coming to market, which is going to increase our inventory. And we have less homes week over week being sold, which is also going to increase our inventory. But we got this factor of these expires and cancels and those ones that have been on the market for quite some time starting to drop off. So, when we look at inventory where we're at, if I pull up inventory and I'm just looking at just the Victorville area here, you can see right above my head there. We have 2.9. I'm looking at months of supply down here. We have 2.9, but if I go all the way back into last year, same time frame, because this is looking at June, so I can only see when the month has been completed. We have 2.7, so we're pretty flat. A little bit more, but if we start seeing some of those homes drop off because they're just aging out, and they're not coming back to market, if we have less homes being sold, like what does that do to our inventory? So something really closely to pay attention to. The days on market still sitting around that 30 to 35 days if you're thinking of selling. When I look at last week, how many what they did last week, if I pull up the middle, it took about 17 days out of these homes that sold last week. So these homes, the most was 51 days. So the newer listings, it appears from this, are selling a little bit more quickly. But this has only been 1 week, so something to pay attention to. So I think really at the end of the day, what I'm paying attention to is what's happening with inventory. Are we starting to see some of these things drop off, expire? If they're not getting the prices that they want, are they starting to expire or cancel? What's that looking like? As we move out of summer, what's going to happen when we get into winter? What's happening with interest rates? What's happening with inventory? What's happening with activity? So some things to really pay attention to. If you have anything specific that you want to know of what's going on in the market here, or if there's a different area altogether, send me a message and I will get that information for you. I'll send you a video personalized to your email. Just send me that message. Trish Vander Mooren, High Desert Homes. I look forward to seeing you next week.